The senator stands up in defense of the candidate running against him. She was under attack for being Muslim. There she is. I'm going to speak with her live. A Muslim American woman, a Democrat running for U.S. Senate in Arizona, barraged with hate-filled comments on Facebook because of her religion. But none of that could stop Deedra Abood.
The journey that I have decided to take on today is not just for the people who look like me or sound like me, but for all Arizona.
Well, the candidate defended by someone that you might not expect, her opponent. And joining me now is Senate candidate Deedra Abood. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm so happy that you came on. I want to read part of your Facebook post, and you write in part this. You said, the founding fathers decreed that this nation would separate church and state, and in doing so, protect both institutions. Government would be free from religious overreach, and religion would be free from government interference. Can you tell us a little bit about these online attacks that you have received since posting that?
It actually started before I posted that. It started on a video similar to the one that you showed. And not sure why it suddenly ramped up, but 2 days ago it really started becoming one comment a minute.
Before we move on and talk about it, I thought it was extraordinary. And I shouldn't say extraordinary because it's the right thing to do. Maybe in this environment it's extraordinary. But Senator Jeff Flake, the man whose job you're seeking, you're running against him, he tweeted, "Hang in there, Deedra. Sorry you have to put up with this. Lots of wonderful people across Arizona. You'll find them." What's your reaction to his support?
I appreciate any elected leader, and Flake also, for calling out this kind of rhetoric and these attacks on constituents, our fellow Americans. I appreciate that he did that, and we need to see more of that from our elected leaders. We're in the place that we're in today because a lot of our elected leaders make the same comments. The rest of our elected leaders are not calling them out, and the rest of society isn't making a decision. Is this us or is it not us?
Yeah. The alt-right has shown up at some of your campaign events. Talk to us about that. Did you expect it?
I came in this with full eyes. I knew that this was exactly what I was going to pull out of the woodwork, and I want to pull it out of the woodwork because we need to have a conversation about whether or not those people represent America. I don't believe they do, and I believe the majority of Americans don't believe they do either. When the alt-right decided to come to our event, we asked the police to let them stay and have their hour of freedom of speech, and also to show them that they're not going to intimidate us. After an hour, the police told them they needed to go to public space. That's how we deal with bullies. That's how we show them they're not going to make us put our head down.
I also want to ask you about reports that President Trump has been speaking to and recruiting prospective Republican candidates to challenge Senator Jeff Flake in the primary. What do you think about that?
I think that the administration needs to worry about what's going on with the administration and let Arizona decide who their next senator needs to be.
What would you tell others who are thinking of running for office or maybe just exercising their civic rights, but they may be afraid of facing this type of abuse online and even in person because it could translate into a real-life incident?
Muslims may be the flavor of the day, but we're not the only flavor on the menu. Every community that can be marginalized or chose as an other gets these same attacks. If you're going to run for a political office, you better have a thick skin. You better be willing to deal with bullies. If you're not wanting to run for office, you still need to deal with bullies because they're in the grocery store, and it's time we as Americans stood up and said, that's not us.
Deedra Abood, thank you. Best of luck to you. And again, I'm sorry this happened to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.